The single biggest hospitalized group is in our age range, 40 to 64.
In a news conference back on Tuesday, the governor acknowledged the risk.
I'm certainly not out of the woods, nor is Marlon, as we know, this can certainly take a different turn after several days.
5 days later, the news he'd hoped to avoid. His office says Polis took his longtime partner, first gentleman Marlon Reis, to the hospital Sunday. His cough was getting worse, and he was having trouble with shortness of breath on the 8th day since his diagnosis.
From the symptom onset, it takes about 7 to 8 days on average before people end up in the hospital.
Nine Health expert Dr. Pyle Coley says Reese is likely in the second stage of COVID. During the first, the virus reproduces inside the body. Phase 2 is an inflammatory response.
And it's that inflammatory response that then starts to cause a lot of the problems, particularly cause damage to the lungs or cause the lungs to start to fill up with fluid. And that can affect the oxygenation.
On his Facebook page, the first gentleman says the move to the hospital was recommended by his doctor as a precaution and that he's being monitored. The governor's office says he's there for review and treatment. Coley says that could include drugs with emergency use authorizations like remdesivir and antibody cocktails.
The earlier in the course of the treatment that you give these to patients, the more likely they are to respond.
Polis, who is also COVID positive, drove his partner to the hospital in his personal car. The governor's office says Polis himself isn't experiencing any additional symptoms.
This virus can behave very differently in different people. So even two people, close contacts, likely exposed to the same amount of virus, probably one infecting the other or both being infected by the same source, their body's immune responses can be extremely variable.